Business of the meeting, I'd ask Mayor Johnston to rejoin us so he can provide the mayor's report.
Yeah, just very briefly, and first I'm going to advise that I am in Toronto attending the Prospector and Developer Association Canada annual conference, and pleased to say that this morning I sat in on a presentation that was made by Michelle Driley from Replan on the success of the Thompson Economic Diversification Working Group, and the presentation was very well received. So I'm going to be fairly brief because I'm on the phone. A couple things though that I want to talk about. There were a couple meetings that were held between February 19th, or February 20th actually, the Wednesday, because we had a Tuesday meeting, and this evening. A couple that I want to highlight. First is that on February 20th, the Yale Newman Secondary Plan Design Workshop was held, and I want to thank all those people that attended. It was a very good turnout, and it was a very good exercise to get some of the ideas that people share or had, and they shared with the group in terms of defining where we're going with that. And hopefully the public will have some additional opportunities as we move forward. But this has been a very good exercise, so I want to thank those people that participated. On February the 21st, there was a local and regional identity workshop with the advisory committee, and again, I want to thank those people for attending. And I look forward to some of the options that are going to be presented in the very near future for consideration of the brand for the City of Thompson. In addition, there was a meeting held on our regular quarterly meeting with the school division of Mr. Lake, and I want to thank the trustees from the school division for attending that meeting. That was also on February 21st. And we had discussed a number of items in terms of issues of common or mutual concern, and I was very pleased that we are moving forward with the new infrastructure projects as a result of the Grand Loop program. Two other things that I want to touch on very quickly. I think most people are aware that last Friday, Premier Selinger and our MLA Steve Ashton were in Thompson and held a number of meetings. First and foremost was the announcement regarding DSFM, and I want to thank the Premier, but I really want to also congratulate the students, the staff, and the trustees for DSFM on the work that they've done and the relationship that we as the City of Thompson have had. This outcome in terms of the construction of a new school is really a huge win-win for all involved. We heard an awful lot about the original proposed location, and you know, to get this type of approval in the short time frame that was done really speaks to the level of interest and commitment that the different parties had. The school itself, the city, the community, the provincial government, and I understand the federal government. So I really want to acknowledge that. I think it's a great announcement for Thompson. One of the comments I made to the Premier was that it really, for me, made the province just a little bit smaller, and I say that from a very positive point of view because often in northern Manitoba we don't have all the services or all the programs that are offered perhaps in the rest of the province. This was one that I think really speaks loudly and clearly. Language, culture is important, and Thompson now can say we provide that opportunity the same as any other major city in this country does. So I think it's a tremendous announcement. In addition, we had an opportunity with Mayor and Council to sit down and talk with Premier Selinger and Minister Ashton. I can advise that there were a number of issues discussed: public safety, community sustainability, as well as quality of life. And a couple of things that I just want to touch on. I was very pleased when we talked about the cadet program. The Premier acknowledged the promise that he had made to introduce the cadet program to rural Manitoba, and so I look forward working with the province to see how the City of Thompson can move in that direction. The other one that I was very pleased to have some discussion on was the detox facility, and an acknowledgement, I think, that that is a facility that the community in Thompson has really proven to the province of Manitoba. It is a facility that is important to Thompson in the north, so I was pleased with that discussion. In terms of some of the other things, I was very pleased that during the quality of life discussion, the issue of Paint Lake and the issue of cottaging as well as camping was raised, and I think, and I appreciate the discussion and really the understanding of the Premier in terms of how important those quality of life aspects are to residents in Thompson. So I was very pleased. We did agree in a private meeting that communication is key, and I thanked him for coming to Thompson. We discussed that the best means of communication probably isn't a continuation of the ongoing letter writing campaigns, but rather the opportunity to sit down. So generally very pleased. The last thing I want to end with is that, again, I spoke about it earlier, the census was very good news for the city of Thompson, and I just want to note that, as I indicated in my comments when the resolution was up, that the city of Thompson has put out a media release, and I would encourage residents to view that, as well as an opportunity to ensure administration puts that on the website. So that's a real quick report. I would, and I do understand that I missed a number of events over the last 2 weeks due to travel schedule and such. So I'd encourage, if there are other members of council that attended something, to please add any comments they may have.
Thank you, Mayor Johnston. Remainder of council, anything to add to the mayor's report? Councillor Claudia?
Thank you, Chairperson Fensky. On Thursday, the 28th, I attended the Community Cafe coordinated by UCN. It was roundtable discussions on collaborative research, research needs, and future possibilities. It was very well attended. It was a good event and very informative.
Thank you. Councillor Byer?
Yeah, I attended the annual general meeting of the Thompson Zoological Society last week, and they have been rather low-key because there's a lot of work to do, actually. But I think residents of Thompson need to know that the Zoological Society is proceeding with the vision of the Boreal Discovery Center that will act as an interpretive center similar to the Fort White Alive in Winnipeg. 2013 will see some preliminary capital work, and there will actually be some programming at the zoo this summer. So it'll be lower key, smaller scale for a number of years until the project is finished. But they are continuing with the original vision of the Boreal Discovery Center. So Thompson residents will have something to look forward to.
Thank you. Councillor Irvinson?
Thank you, Chairperson Fensky. Just want to add and say congratulations to the Thompson King Minor Adam A team, and our own Jenny Crench had a son that played on that team. They won gold this weekend for provincials in Steinbach, and don't forget that this weekend the PWAAs have their provincials in town and should come out and support it. And I wish I could be there, but I'll be in Steinbach again for the PWA teams, but come out and support Thompson. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other councillors to add information? Thank you. That concludes the meeting for Monday, February 19th. I will, what am I reading? March 4th, sorry. We'll go for